to differentiate hypertrophic cardiomyopathy from athlete heart. And also in patients with left ventricular hypertrophy, it can help to suggest the diagnosis, whether it's hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, amyloid, or maybe hypertension, which has caused the left ventricular hypertrophy. So far as intracardiac mass is concerned, AI uses image texture analysis to differentiate between cardiac tumors and cardiac thrombi. And in patients with cardiac tumors, they also suggest the differential diagnosis. Now, image acquisition, we know it's very important. And how does AI help? It may help the novices by teaching them how to do a good echocardiography and can get good pictures. And this is the way they can do it. They can actually prompt the sonographer regarding the use of the probe, the angle that the probe has to be moved. And also, if there's a good images obtained, they would probably capture it spontaneously. Now, it also leads to a change in workflow. And how is it done? Like, as you know, what we do now is the sonographer actually acquires the images, and then the interpreter, which is usually a cardiologist, would go through this non-consecutive images, that's 2D, Doppler, and then come to a conclusion or a diagnosis. With AI, you can actually group the relevant images together. For example, if there is a LV valve motion assessment query, that would display all the cine images of the LV serially, and it becomes so easy to actually make a diagnosis. Similarly, a query for aortic valve stenosis would display the 2D and the 3D or the LVOT images, the Doppler images all together, helping you to come to the diagnosis. Now, prognostication, yes, it's been seen like AI can help prognostication by predicting all-cause mortality by combining echocardiographic data with the medical information. Now, despite all its good points, there are certain limitations and challenges that we have today. Now, deep learning uses a black box model, and that is something which is very poorly understood even by the experts. So naturally, there is some hesitancy in its uptake by physicians. Next, there is large amount of well-annotated echocardiographic images that's necessary to train the machine. But we may not have all this data. Now again, when we train these machines with this data, these are mostly real-world data, and they have to be labeled. And then there may be a potential bias in the labeling process. Still now, there is paucity of studies with robust clinical outcomes. And then the suboptimal image quality during acquisition can also be a problem for AI to interfere and interpret. Presence of arrhythmias could be a challenge. Another thing we have to keep in mind is there may be racial differences in the physiology and anatomy of the heart. So an AI model which has been validated in a particular race may not be applicable to another. So this is something, so we actually need AI data for different geographical locations or different race. Of course, there are legal and ethical issues. If something goes wrong, who is to be blamed? AI or you? Who takes the responsibility? And the ethical issues, because we are dealing with a large amount of data, which are, what if there is a security breach and there is leakage of this data? So these things have to be sorted in future. So in conclusion, and I'm much before time, AI could help to train echocardiographers, improve image acquisition, and analyze and interpret scans, change the workflow pattern in the echo lab. It may help to improve diagnostics by measuring LV and RV function, LV mass, quantify chamber, help in assessment of diastolic function and valvular abnormalities, and help in differentiating disease entities. Deep learning could improve prognostication. AI-derived data is generally reliable and reproducible. AI could save time, improve productivity and workflow, and de-stress the operator. AI is coming in a big way and is here to stay, whether you like it or not. But the good news is it's unlikely to replace the physicians, but will complement them. So what lies in the future? I never think of the future. It comes soon enough, said Albert Einstein. And I can't agree more with him because only this month there was a report that a robot committed suicide in Korea because of excessive workload. He jumped from the stair and some unusual behaviors were witnessed before he did so. So maybe in future, we should start thinking not about how to distress our sonographers, but perhaps how to distress our echocardiography machines. Thank you.